Hey, Benjamin Franklin, what you doing? Through the use of science, will attempt to convert this pig into something else. That sounds pretty interesting. Let me see you do it. Conversion factor. Whoop. Yeah, it's a turkey. Pretty impressive. Conversion factor. Okay, I don't know what that is. Conversion factor. Hello. Okay, that's pretty impressive, but still very confusing. Conversion factor. Okay, I do like the pig best. So today we're going to talk about a conversion factor. What do we mean by this? When we say the conversion, what we want to do is we want to turn one unit into another. When we say factor, well, you've seen factor before in things like greatest common factor. We typically want to do things like multiply. That's what a conversion factor is for. Let's say we've got this problem and we want to convert 8 yards into feet. First, we need a fact. We need something from our table that tells us the connection between yards and feet, and that one's pretty easy. 1 yard equals 3 feet. Second, we need a ratio. Well, there's two ways we can write our ratio. We can write this as 1 yard to 3 feet, or we can write this as 3 feet to 1 yard. Which way are we going to do it? Well, when we do a conversion factor, that depends on what we're starting with. So notice that what I'm starting with here is the 8 yards. Let's write that down. 8 yards. And what we're going to do is now we're going to multiply. In your book, you'll see a little dot for multiplication, but I'm going to use the x. And I need to figure out which one of these two ratios to use. Well, I'm going to use the one that's going to allow me to use boom, boom, gone. So in particular, I'm going to write down 3 feet per 1 yard. Now what am I doing here? See, what I want to be able to do is I want to be able to say, well, there's yards, and they're going to cancel out. Here we go. Boom, boom, gone. Which means that what I'm left with is just the stuff on the top. So what I'm left with is the 8 there, the 3 there, and the feet. And 8 times 3 is 24, so I've got 24 feet. Let's try that again. In this problem, I've got 120 milliliters, and I want that in terms of liters. I've got a cat at the door. We'll ignore it. So, first I need a fact. Our fact is that 1 liter equals 1,000 milliliters. So I'm going to not write down the ratio yet. What I'm going to start with is I'm going to start with what we know we have, which is 120 milliliters. 120 milliliters times, now which way do I want the ratio? Well, I need to have something that's going to cancel out my milliliters and the boom, boom, gone. So that means I need 1 liter on the top and 1,000 milliliters on the bottom. Now it's a little bit tougher to see how things cancel here, but they still do. Milliliters goes with milliliters. Those are gone. So let's see what we got when we're done. We've got 120, if you need to, think of that as 120 over 1. Top times top is 120 liters on the top, and 1 times 1,000 is 1,000 on the bottom. Obviously, we can do something better than that. So let's take what we have there. Let's look at the fraction, 120 liters over 1,000. And you may already see what to do here, but for example, I can divide the top and the bottom by 10. And I can get 12 liters over 100. And a nice way to write that as a decimal is to write that as 0.12 liters. You may have already known that was the answer, and that's great if you did, because some of you know that all you have to do is move the decimal point to the right number of places when you're doing this. But I want to show you how you do this with a conversion factor. So again, we start with a fact. We start with the measurement we're using. We turn our ratio the right way so we can do boom, boom, gone. And then we simplify what we have.